talking about summer classes. Okay, so before we get like looking at JMU online or community college, we should just think of like planning ahead questions. These are just some questions you should think about if you're considering taking a summer class, because you have to consider your schedule. Are you working? Are you going to stay here at JMU? Just that basic stuff. So the benefits of taking a summer class is you can catch up if you are behind, because I know there's a waiting period for a lot of you psych people, so probably may have experienced that. Some classes are easier to get into in the summer than the fall or spring, because you have less people competing for them. And you'll still be in school mode. I know, like, after the summer when I come back to school, I'm like, oh, school. But you can avoid that. Some classes are more condensed, so like Maymester, it's only a couple weeks instead of being here for like 16 weeks, like a regular semester. And you won't have a full class schedule. Like I know most of you are taking 15, maybe more credits, so you can only take like a couple credits if you want, so it's a little easier. So I'm just going to start off with JMU. The JMU classes, the list of psychology classes in the summer have already been posted, and that's the link to them. And we actually have checklists up here if you want one at the end to see maybe what classes you need to take and stuff like that. So let's go into the pros. Pros, you know you're going to receive credit because you're taking it at JMU. Your natural science and social science and upper level psychology courses can be difficult to transfer over. They're a little tricky. You have to make sure they're pre-approved on time if you take them from another school. And some classes are actually offered online, which can be really beneficial. So you can still go home if you wanted to. And if you're already living off campus, you're already paying rent, so might as well use that time. But let's go into the cons. So the cons. You have to stay here in the area if it's not online, and even if it is online, sometimes they make you come in for testing days. Also, tuition. This was the tuition from last semester, and it's really about all the cons that I could think of. Maybe you have some more of your own. And then let's just go on to community college. To get credit from another school, you have to fill out the appropriate form, which you can find at registrar's office, and it's also online. If you go to registrar's office, you can search for it. And certain colleges in Virginia already have an agreement that the credit will transfer over, such as like Nova and Richard Bland. And also at Blue Ridge, they're actually already offering a 210 course even this semester, since there has been such a waiting period to get into those classes. So if you are staying in the area but you want to get a community college maybe, that's a good option as well. The pros with community college, if you're from Northern Virginia and you're going back to Nova, you can go home, which is always nice. And then if you do the proper paperwork, you know it's going to transfer over. Also, it can be cheaper, like you saw in the tuition. It can be cheaper if you stay here. But the cons are paperwork. You have to fill up a good amount of paperwork, and you have to make sure it gets signed by the proper people. And it may not cover the exact same material, which may be bad when you get to your upper level courses, because they're going to expect that you took the classes like at JMU, and so you have the appropriate material already. You've already covered the appropriate material. And I know there's a lot of like rumors that it can be easier if you take it at community college. It most of the time is not. So that's another thing to keep in mind. So online, an easy way to see online classes is I took a screenshot, and you can go to My Madison, and at the bottom of the screen you can see here, you can click view classes online, but make sure you put in the appropriate semester, because I know sometimes you search summer session 2011, and the summer session for 2012 hasn't yet to be posted, so once it's posted then you can search freely. So the pros is you can take the class from about anywhere. You can go home, go on vacation, all you need is a computer. I took an online class, it was the easiest thing in the world, and some psych classes are said to be easier online. I've known a lot of people have taken sensation and perception and have said that it's been easier online, but I didn't take it, I took it here, so I would not know. But the cons are, it can be more rigorous, and they're usually more condensed. Since like you're learning a lot of material in usually a short amount of time online, they're usually only a couple weeks, so it can be a little stressful because you're having to do also all the reading on your own, and you're not in a typical class setting. And they also, like I said earlier, they may require you to go to a testing center at campus. So my final words. So when looking at summer classes, just find what best fits for you. Each class setting has its costs and benefits, as you can see. And if you have any questions, just come by the psychology peer advising office or just email Jenny or I or anyone. Yeah. So yeah, that's about it. Any questions?
Thank you. Hi everyone, I'm Sarah. I'm going to be talking about the internships. So if you're not taking a summer class, you feel like you've taken all the classes you need to take and things like that, and you feel like you have time in your schedule, you should consider an internship for the summer. The definition of an internship is any period of time during which a beginner acquires experience in an occupation, profession, or pursuit. And pursuit is a really important part of this definition. So you don't have to be committed to, oh, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life, and go look for an internship there. It can be anything that you may have a little bit of interest in, and you just kind of want to test the waters out to see if it's for you. And so there are so many different types of internships. These are just a few right here: research, counseling, substance abuse and prevention, business, sales and marketing, nonprofits. So there really are a lot of options, and if you have any interest in any of those, you should try it out. Why not? What if you like it and that becomes your new passion? So, and what do you get out of it? There are tons of things that you can get out of an internship. Just a few are to fill out your resume, the experiences, test drive a career, make connections, and open doors. To fill out your resume, really, when applying to jobs in grad schools or med schools or anything like that, it really is good to have an internship on your resume. People are sometimes looking for reassurance that this is the path you want to take and that you've searched out all your options and you know for sure this is what you want to do. They also look for some way to see that you are prepared for what this job would entail, or what grad school or potential other careers would entail. So having an internship on your resume would be great to show them all of these things. Why now? Well, why not now? Applications for jobs and grad schools and med schools are coming up soon. Most of them are due by March, and applications for these internships are due most of the time by February, March time. So if you want a internship for this summer, you really should start looking now and apply now. Especially if you're graduating next fall or next spring or something like that, you may not have that much time left. If you're taking a year off, then you can definitely do internships in those times, or even during the semester if you'd like, if you can find a really flexible one. But it is nice to have one during the summer when you have plenty of time, you can invest in it. And between your junior and senior year is really nice because it's all fresh in your memory. You can put it on your resume, talk about it in your essays to grad schools or med schools or whatever. And it also allows you to narrow down what kind of things you are looking for when you're applying to grad schools and things like that. It's never too early to gain the experience. You can also solidify what you really want to do before applying to grad schools and things like that. And again, it can build your resume. It's a really good opportunity if you want to start even after freshman year or definitely after sophomore year. Paid versus unpaid. This is a really big thing to consider when you're looking at internships. Most of them are unpaid, but so if you can do that financially and if you feel comfortable working an unpaid internship, then that would be great because a lot of them really aren't paid. They say you are mostly paid in experience, which is great. Really, you can't get that type of experience in a classroom or anything like that. And the experience may be better tailored to your interests and career goals than any regular job that you would get during the summer. But the paid ones are kind of rare, mostly in the research field. So if you are liking research and things like that, I would definitely look into paid internships research-wise. There are some in different fields, but it's mostly in research. But they are somewhat low paying to maybe some other jobs that you could get during the summer. Some of the current opportunities, if you go to the psych department website, they have an entire list of internships and things like that. Some of them are just listed here: camps, universities, sales internship, study in Ghana, which you study abroad and then they give you an internship. There are also a bunch in the universities that are research based, like Oklahoma State University, UVA, WVU, the Department of Pediatrics of Eastern Virginia Medical School at Children's Hospital of the King's Daughters, if you're interested in medical or anything like that. But the psych department website is a really good tool, so you should go ahead and use it if you're looking for internships or jobs or anything like that. Other ways to find internships are to go to the university websites themselves. I know George Mason has an internship program, so if you go to the George Mason website, you might be able to find it. Other colleges in your hometown, if you're from North Carolina or something like that, and you want to look up the Duke website and see what they offer. Also, JMU has Recruit a Duke. I don't know how many of you have heard of that, but it's a really good system where you go in, you pretty much put in your resume and what you're looking for, and they match things up to you. You can also look around and find things there. The websites of associations and organizations in your area of studies. That is a lot like Psychi, the American Psychological Association, the Society for Teaching of Psychology, if you're interested in teaching or anything like that, or any other organization that, if you're in psychology, has to do with that. Also, talking with your professors is great. They can give you great letters of recommendation and maybe call people that they know that are working in labs and might need help during the summer and things like that. Or you can just call organizations and ask yourself. If you are interested in helping out at the child services or something like that, child and family services in your town, you can call and ask and see if they have an opening. I know a girl who called, they didn't have an opening, but they were willing to have her come in, and she pretty much made her own internship out of it. So you can do that as well. The worst they can say is, no, I'm sorry, we're not looking right now, or we don't have an internship, and then you can just call somebody else. And I think that's it. Does anybody have any questions? Okay.
Yep. Hello everyone, I'm Alexa and I'm going to talk about summer jobs. So if you've already had an internship and you want to get something paid, it doesn't go back, does it? Sorry, I did it too fast. I'm sorry. Just this one? Okay. Ooh. Oh, okay. Where to start? Figure out your interest. So I've started looking for jobs personally, and there are so many paths you can take, which can be overwhelming. So my first advice is just figure out what you like. Even within psychology, it's such a broad topic. Figure things out. Make a list of all the possible jobs you'd want. They can be both psychology related or not. But talk to professors, peers, and just start researching your options. The internet's your best friend. Like I said, other people. And it's never too early to start for the fact that, I don't know, just isn't. Other related websites would be Recruit a Duke, JobLink, and Student Employment. All of these are for JMU students, and all of these you just make an account and then it's constantly giving you options, and these are just for JMU students. So you have these opportunities even after you graduate. I have a Recruit a Duke and I think you can use it even after, and these are people that are looking for JMU students, which is even better. And then each one is different. Other ways would be the career and academic planning. This is something that I use very often. They do much more than just help you with jobs. They've helped your resume, they've helped other things, but you can just see They have so many books and so many resources that should help you, in your search. Networking, you network every day, even just being here is networking. Afterwards, if you talk to people, you network in classes, professors, and everyone has a connection to something. Parents, friends, parents' bosses. I sent my dad a text, he sends it to his coworker, and I have an opportunity. So it's just, everyone is an opportunity and everyone is networking. So, and don't be afraid to ask. My parents always taught me that the worst thing anyone could say is no. So I'm always calling people. I called looking for an internship. I want to work with children at the Children's Hospital in Richmond. How perfect would that be? They said, no, we only take volunteers for 6 months. I said, I'm willing, unpaid, for 3 months, 4 months of the summer. No thanks. And I went, all right, that was a low blow, but I will take it and move on. And I've called other people and other opportunities have, come up. But some people sit on it and then miss out on opportunities, so just start. And once you start with anything, homework thing, it keeps you going. So, it's never too late. And then past jobs, or even past internships can turn into jobs, which I think is one of the coolest things. Like, you go as a sophomore, get an internship, you do a great job. Hey, would you like a job next year? And then you're working for the same place, you have better connections, and you're getting money. So that's also very awesome. And then these are just some job ideas in terms of psychology, because you can always work at Target or Food Lion, but these are more that help with your resume. Hospitals, I had an internship in high school at a hospital, which could have turned into a job, but then I went to college. Clinics, the counseling office, retirement homes, daycare, tutoring, research lab, teaching assistants, and with all sorts of jobs, it's all about the experience and the skills that you get out of it. I've heard that as long as you can sell the skills you've taken from an experience, it really can apply to almost anything. So I've worked in terms of babysitting for so many years, but it's not just, changing diapers. It's taught me responsibility, it's taught me, patience, lots of patience. I'm not as germophobic because kids are messy. And it's just all things that, you get a lot of things out of it. And research labs, do they have them during the summer and stuff?
I think so, yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, there you go. More professors and networking. I worked at a retirement home for volunteer, but if I would have kept going with it, maybe I would have been offered a job. But just different things, different groups of people. I wouldn't be too picky, because you get skills from any kind of place. But just remember who's around you and use them, not use them, but utilize them. Perfect. And the great thing about psych is that most jobs apply because we work with people, and most jobs you work with people. So like I said, the skills will overlap.
Hi everybody, I'm Kristen, and I'm going to be talking about volunteering during the summer. So first you might ask yourself, why get involved? Why even volunteer at all? You can really learn a lot about yourself, even if you're volunteering for a project that has nothing to do with what you're studying or what your major is. That might actually be better because you can really learn new interests that you might have. You can meet a lot of new people, and like Alexa had just highlighted, networking is really key. So you might meet somebody that in the future might have a job opportunity for you, or even more volunteer opportunities for you. Like I said, having new experiences, and volunteering really strengthens your resume. Like I said, even if it's not really related to what you're studying, it makes you a very well-rounded, experienced person, and that's what people really want to see. So here are some ways you can get involved. Since JMU is a very service-focused university, there's a ton of opportunities in the area. And in the summertime, it's actually going to be probably easier for you to find opportunities because students aren't here. So one thing is Habitat for Humanity. You go to different sites. Peer advisors, we go up to West Virginia, and you just build houses. ASPCA, you can go help take care of the dogs and the cats and walk them. Our community place has a lot of opportunities for cooking meals and doing soup kitchens or food drives. Mercy House and Salvation Army are always looking for people to sort through all the clothes and the tools and stuff like that. And then retirement homes always need volunteers. Peer advisors, we go to Sunnyside Retirement Home here in Harrisonburg, and we do bingo night. We just threw them a Valentine's Day party last night. That was really fun. And they're always looking for an extra set of hands. And these are all opportunities that, if you are involved enough, that could turn into a potential internship or a job opportunity for you. So you might be asking, where do I start? How do I get involved now? Community service learning is a really great resource through JMU. If you just go to jmu.edu and then put community service learning into the little search engine bar, it'll come up for you. And you can email them, and you can simply email them saying, hey, I'm looking to get involved. And they will email you right back and give you a list, or you can give them a couple interests you might have, and they'll give you a list of opportunities that you can participate in. Student activities and involvement. Joining an organization during the year will be really beneficial for you in the summer, because a lot of organizations still, participate in activities in the summer. Peer advising, student ambassadors are just some ideas. Fraternities, Alpha Phi Omega is a service-oriented fraternity, and I know they do trips in the summer for community service. And then some psych classes here at JMU actually require service hours, so that's a good way to get involved as well, while learning new psych skills and being able to apply them. And you can go to all those student org nights to learn more about, service opportunities and stuff like that. Or you can email any of the peer advisors, and we always have ideas and stuff like that. Yeah. Any questions? No? Okay.
Okay, my name's Doug. I'm going to be talking about study abroad. I just got over being sick, so if my voice cracks, feel free to laugh at me. This presentation, part of the presentation is just going to go over a general overview of it. It's just me. You're going to learn about the benefits of studying abroad, learn what study abroad trips are currently being offered through JMU, and find out how studying abroad can count for possible class credit, especially if you're a psych major. So benefits to studying abroad is by going to another country, you get to learn about a whole entirely new culture that you've probably never been exposed to besides like reading about it in a textbook. By going to other places, you gain new insight, appreciation, and new perspectives regarding your own home culture by comparing it to the place you've recently immersed yourself in. You can increase your ability to interact with people of other nationalities, which is very beneficial in terms of a job, especially in psychology. You're probably going to be exposed to people of all different ethnicities and nationalities, and being able to interact with them is just going to make you a better employee in the eyes of your employer. And it's a big personal statement boost, especially for like grad schools or medical schools, because that personal statement is a big opportunity for you to tell a place about yourself and be unique. I mean, I think in my opinion, you'd rather be an application about someone who's very unique over someone who just gives you the general, like, typical GRE statement. I mean, study abroad trip is a perfect opportunity for you to just set yourself apart from other applicants. Where can you go? And just specifically the psychology department offers trips to Italy, Ghana, Austria, and that's just this summer at least. And other locations that you can find on the website that I'll go over in a minute is you can go to Beijing, Casablanca, Sydney, and many other places. How do you apply? The Office of International Programs offers all of their applications online at that website. And the trips that are offered through the psych department have applications in the peer advising office, which is in Miller 1106, and I believe you can also get them in the department, like the department office. And I would recommend apply sooner rather than later. I know for the Austria and Italy trip, they're still looking for people, so even though the deadline's technically passed, I think Dr. Stoloff sent out an email saying he still wants people to apply because they need more people, so I would get on that very soon. We actually had a student come into the office last week, and we had applications for her still, and she just go right to the professor, and you still have a chance to get into those trips for this summer. Class credit opportunities. The Office of International Programs is right there. It's on 1031 Harrison Street. You can get class credit for a trip that's not even specifically mentioned on eCampus that says it will count for socioculture credit. Make sure you get it approved ahead of time. Don't throw money towards a trip. I mean, it'll be a great experience, but come back, it doesn't get approved, and if you really wanted it, that stinks. So I would get it approved ahead of time. The classes that are offered, you can find out in the psych department which classes are already approved for socioculture credit, but like I said, you can usually get other ones approved. And that's about it. Does anyone have any questions? Nope.
All of the websites that have been put up on the slides, they should be on the outlines that you guys have. And if they're not, feel free to email us or come by the office because we'll have them on hand. So just to recap, there's a lot of things you guys can do this summer between classes and internships, jobs, volunteering, or going abroad. So there's plenty of opportunities for you guys to take advantage of. throughout the summer. So are there any final questions about the symposium before we start wrapping things up? No? All right, well, our next symposium is Plan B, what happens if you don't get into grad school, or the things you can do besides that. And that's going to be led by Megan, so it's really exciting. It'll be her first one, so be sure to come out to that. It'll be Wednesday, March 21st, 7 p.m. in this room right here. So it'll be a good opportunity for you guys to learn what else can be done besides grad school. And also, just a little plug for peer advisors. We are looking for our new class of peer advisors, and we have info sessions next week. Wednesday at 7 p.m. in Miller 1109, and then Friday at 3 p.m. in Miller 1108. So if you're interested in peer advising, want to know more about what we do, want to apply, feel free to come out to that, and you'll get all the information there. So thanks for coming. That's it. I also have sign-in sheets for the grad prep class, for Dr. E's class, and for the peer advisors. So if you guys are here for extra credit or for peer advising, then please sign in. But that's it. Thank you guys for coming.